Welcome back to BGP. We really don't like to do these types of stories, but they have to be done for educational purposes, and for women that don't have other women that they can get sound advice from. A young lady, I believe that she was 29 years old. She unalived her son because he did not do his chores. She whooped him with an extension cord that left over 1,100 fresh bruises on his body. She slammed him into the wall. He fell. He was saying that he was dizzy, but she kept on whooping that 14-year-old young man, and he is no longer here. She has 3 other children, and the stepfather was present, and he said that he did not intervene because that was not his child. He was minding his business. Anybody's thoughts?
It's a bit excessive. It's a whole lot excessive.
I can't hear you.
It's excessive, too much. I did come from the era of whoopings. I have gotten a whooping with an extension cord before, but not on the level of, I mean, you usually, when you are whipping a child, it's because, you still are doing it with love. That's your kid. You're trying to show some discipline. But when you've done like what this lady did here, she was out of control. And that's why I think whooping should not be the first recourse for punishment. I think there should be a time when you get yourself cooled down and then you address it later, because whatever had her riled up because he didn't wash the dishes or put the dishes out the dishwasher, whatever the hell, there was nothing where he should have got 1,100 lashes for whatever he did.
An hour. She beat him for
an hour. That's sad.
Nisha West.
Yeah, it broke my heart. I'm a mom, and I don't hit my daughter. I don't beat my daughter. I've never whooped my daughter. I've never had to. I can have a conversation with her, and we good. Like, I never felt the need to hit. I've always felt that when people do that, it's a dangerous position for that person to do it, because a lot of times it's coming from an emotional, aggressive situation. So even though people like to say, you got to discipline, you got to spoil the ride for the whatever, there you go. It's coming from an aggressive position, because didn't I tell you, out of frustration. You're frustrated and you're taking that frustration out on said child or children. So I never agreed with it at all. The fact that she that for a whole hour lets me further know that she had anger issues. She was so upset and emotionally out of it that she didn't even realize that she's
for an hour.
For a whole hour. You know
That's
how
a long
you know how like serial unalivers, when they attack somebody and they can just and they don't realize how many times they're attacking this person, because in that moment they out of it. They're blacked out.
Yeah, all logic out the door.
Exactly.
That's what she
was.
did. That's what she did, to the point where they said the son was like, "Mama, please stop," and she still was going, and she was hitting him so much that. So when you hit yourself and you bruise or whatnot, your body, blood from your heart automatically goes to that bruise to start healing. Because she had hit him so much in different areas of his body, so much blood was leaving his heart to go try to mend those bruises, that he collapsed. He died. He died because of that, because he lost too much blood from his heart, because it was trying to mend those other bruises that she was attacking. And she got him in the face. She got him on his back. She got him on his chest. She had him on his legs. She got him pretty much everywhere. And nowhere in that mind of hers was it like, okay, this is enough. Nothing. She just kept telling him, get up, till he didn't get up anymore. It was done. Then she realized, oh shoot, he's not moving. He's not breathing. I went too far. now I got to go tell the stepdad, I went too far. Let me call 911. Like, that's when it finally clicked. Like, I did too much. She had anger issues. And there's a lot of single moms, a lot. Not saying that married moms don't either, but there's a lot of single moms because they do it on their own for so long. And when they have multiple children, their temper, their patience is short. And they snap at the just, oh, you didn't do the chores? Pop. You didn't do this? Pop. Like they react that way. And I feel like that's the case for her. She had 4 kids. 4. And she snapped on. I'm trying not to go too far, but I was frustrated. And I do know that boy wasn't even living with her long.
Mm-hmm.
That boy was living with somebody else. He had barely been living with her for a few months.
Oh my God.
A few months. And she already just hitting and up with a extension cord? Nah, she deserved to be up under the jail for life. She deserved to have her ass whooped the same way she did him. My opinion.
Yeah, she had a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-month-old. And from what I read, Nisha is correct. His auntie was his legal guardian, and he had came to visit Denaya.
And she didn't let him leave.
In August. 6 months later, he's not here. And I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, that she kept that boy so she can get
Her check.
some money.
Yep.
So she really didn't have a bond with that boy, really love for that boy. And she probably had that little 14-year-old boy taking care of them kids.
Yep.
You know how some mothers, they turn the children into the husband and the housekeeper and watch these kids. And for that dude not to step in, because remember, I'm going to keep on saying this shit, y'all the problem solvers. He should have stopped her. There's no way on earth that something didn't click in his mind that if she would beat this boy,
she gonna be mine.
She would be mine. We don't do that. He should have intervened as the man of the house. And yeah, after the baby was unresponsive, then she believed that she went too far. And then she couldn't appear for her court appearance because she was grieving. Her bail is at $3 million. I don't think that she should ever get out.
No.
Yeah.
My thing's at 5 minutes. Not even 5. Where did you jump in? You let this baby get beat for an hour? For an hour.
You just listening.
Yeah.
So he didn't want that
he
baby
was scared
there.
of her. Maybe he thought she was gonna start beating his
Nah,
ass.
he didn't want that baby there. They got 3.
Yes.
He didn't want that baby there. He didn't want that outside influence there.
But this is what we talk about.
He didn't want that reminder that she was had been with another dude.
And she a welfare queen. She gonna try
stupid,
all she
you
got
outside
to get him to get her some more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me add him to my check.
Yeah.
It's sad. Let me get a bigger voucher because now I got.
He might have encouraged
we
her
get
to
section.
keep
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So he could pay less. We don't know what the scenario is, but you's a clown ass nigga to let anything happen like that.
I agree.
You could have said, "Oh, we don't do whoopings here," like Nisha said.
Yeah.
I'm a man. We gonna have a man to
we
man
gonna
come
talk.
to Jesus
Yes.
moment about what's supposed to
Exactly.
go on in this house and what is expected of you. But he felt some type of way because he probably wanted to go back to his auntie house.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah.
You know, when you go from different houses, I had to do this at auntie house.
Yeah.
What you mean watch these kids?
Yeah.
What you mean I can't go with my homeboys and kick it and play on the PlayStation and do the things that 14-year-olds do because now they're in a different environment. And she got anger issues and she got daddy issues because we looked her up. What's the name of the show for I mess up the name?
Karamo.
Karamo?
She was on Karamo with
Yep.
2 of her other sisters.
Yep.
They was trying to see if this dude
Was the father.
was the father. And one daughter was giddy. She was happy that this was possibly, she felt it in her spirit. That was her dad. The other girl, she didn't know. But her, she was combative. She was talking crazy to him.
aggressive.
And everything.
Yep.
So she might have a man problem too.
Yeah. I think she definitely have daddy issues. And I definitely think she had anger issues. For
And
sure.
may have resented him because he chose to go stay with his or had to go with an auntie. And like, what little nigga, you think you better than us? You gonna we can get your ass whooped. You know, it's just it could be a whole bunch of stuff, going through her head.
Yeah, I'll never understand it. I know I got whoopings. My mom was the disciplinarian. My dad did not. He whooped me once, and that was when I was afraid to fight somebody. That never happened again after that whooping. But even when we talk about it today, he sit there and say that it hurt his heart that he had to, but he just wanted to prove a point that you don't let nobody bully you.
Right.
And so,
Right.
so that was that. But my mom was she grabbed the belt and she beat the shit out of me. That was her thing.
Right.
Until I got bigger than her, and then it was like, well, I'll still fuck you up.
Okay.
But we didn't have, we didn't have those issues. But yeah, she used to beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That she was a disciplinarian. But when I got older, I always said if I had kids, I'm not hitting.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't need a belt. I don't feel the need to do that. I feel like there's better ways to get a point across without releasing my frustration out on you. And I've never met a person that can sit there and say, oh, I wasn't frustrated when I whooped him. You'll be lying. You'll be lying. We know how we react when we're frustrated and something annoys. We know
how we react when we tell you to do something.
Yes.
And you,
Yes.
don't do it.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes. So you can only imagine how you would do that to a child. And I'm just like, this at the same time too, can you imagine that little boy had so much restraint, right? He didn't even hit his mom back.
Because he really could have grabbed that extension cord. Because here's the thing we leaving out too. She undressed him. She told him to get undressed.
So he was butt naked.
He really could have grabbed that extension cord because he really don't have a cool relationship with her. And I just got here and you might.
Yep.
Okay.
My brother grabbed them belts. My
right.
brother grabbed them sticks. My brother ran. For him to sit
and just take it,
man, it could have went to a whole different direction.
Yep.
She could have been the one unalive.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sad.
So I feel bad, but I also, it goes back to what I've mentioned recently when I say this is another case of a woman, a single mom having 4 kids. 4 by multiple men.
Yeah.
4. And I'm just like, if you know you can't handle 1, don't have 2. Can't handle 2, don't have 3. Can't handle 3, don't have 4. Like, if you know you stressed out, if you know that you financially in that bind, if you know mentally that you really shouldn't be doing this, don't do it. And for a step parent to just be like, and I get it because we hear these conversations all the time where the step parent would be like, you're not the real parent.
Exactly.
You're not the real mom. You're not the real dad. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me how I discipline my kids. You don't get to. So I can see that side too, where he like, I'm out of it. However, in that situation, if you wasn't going to intervene, you best believe I would have been like, doop, doop, doop,
calling
doop.
somebody. Exactly.
911. What's your
Okay.
emergency? Listen to this.
Okay. She done
Listen
lost
to
her
this.
damn mind.
This has been going on for an hour. This is a mom beating the shit out of her son. An hour. Come get her. That would have been me. Our relationship would have been done because there's no way that I would be able to just sit there with the other kids and hear somebody getting their butt whooped by an adult for an hour. For an hour. No.
They say people are cold-hearted. You got to have a black heart.
Ooh.
Like you said, you're hearing somebody scream for an hour.
Yes.
When you hear your neighbors fighting.
Man.
When you hear your neighbors
Yes.
having sex for too long.
Okay.
Yes.
Like,
Hey.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Screaming for an hour.
Yep.
An hour.
And you just.
sitting there. What you do?
Them
Because the
kids
TV
got to be traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
I took a course called Effective Black Parenting because when I was giving parenting classes, and that's one of the things through the whole course they emphasize is our community needs to come up with better disciplinary means because we send mixed signals. Then you have a daughter that ends up being abused because somewhere in there, part of it might be okay. Well, I used to get whooped. So maybe this is, you know what I'm saying?
This is
because
love.
it's out of love.
Yep.
So it sends mixed signals. It's confusing.
Yep.
And poor baby. How was he again? 14?
14.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting here thinking about the way she talked down to her dad and told her dad that he was never there. And I got 4 kids. And she was the proud woman on the show talking about, I take care of mine and I love on mine. And only thing I had of you is a picture when you was holding me that you sent from prison and blah, blah, blah. And then you turned around.
Yeah.
Because this was a while back when she was on that show.
Yeah.
You turned around and did that to your babies,
Yeah.
to your son.
Yeah.
Was
Your
this the one where they
firstborn?
tested them?
That's
and
your
then they-
firstborn too.
Yeah.
I seen that.
You know the firstborn, we clingy with the first one.
very.
The second one can eat dirt and
Okay.
go under the cat, but that first one, we really
Oh,
did this
yeah.
to that baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was a total disconnect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
I just say that's a heavy topic right there, because here's this baby that defenseless. He couldn't even defend, he could have, but he chose to be respectful and not do anything to his mom, and now he's gone. It goes back to so many things. One is proper birth control methods. You should not keep having these kids if you cannot take care of them. If it's too much for you, if it's too, seek some help, get some therapy, do something. If it's too much, send him back to his auntie.
Yeah.
We got to protect our babies. And in this case right here, this lady needs to stay her ass in jail. And hopefully, Shaquanda and them is going to bust her up while she up in there. Bitch.
I just say again, I keep, saying it, that stop having kids when you're not ready. Stop having kids when you can't take care of yourself. Get some therapy. If you could do it before you have children, great. If you can do it after, even better. But get some therapy to work on your anger issues, your daddy issues, your mommy issues, whatever. Get some therapy so that you don't take your frustrations out on your children.
Exactly.
Because it really does help. It really does put you in a better, healthy mental space to where you can take a step back if you have to, think about it, and figure out another way to problem solve when it comes to trying to communicate with your kids. Hitting is not the answer. I will stand by that, because I know some parents believe that you're supposed to hit to teach them to be a better person, because they feel like if they do it, then if they don't do it, then the police is going to do it. But my thoughts is, if you prepare them properly, they shouldn't even have any encounters with the police.
Exactly.
If you prepare them properly. You know what I mean? We got to start working on our communication skills. We got to start working on them anger issues. We got to start working on figuring out other ways to deal with and communicate with our children. I'm tired of hearing stories of people unaliving their kids, or kids being unalived by accident. I'm tired of hearing about it. We have to do better as a community. That's my final thoughts.
When you don't have your parents in your corner, your parents have your best interests at heart, you really don't have anybody. I too believe that we need some conflict resolution. When you find, because I wanted to put hands on my child before. When you find yourself where you cannot, because me and my son communicate, when you can't communicate at that moment, when you're so angry at that moment, when all logic has went out the door at that moment, you need to leave. You need to take a walk. You need to collect yourself. You need to let some time go by before you impose that disciplinary action, because sometimes once you take a breath and a moment, it's not as bad as you think it is, and you can be that great parent that has that great conversation to be able to use that as disciplinary measures. Ain't no chore that my son could not have done that would cause me to beat on him 1,100 times. You been wanting to beat that baby like that. You do have some anger issues from the past regarding maybe that child and how hard your life was when you had him, and about how that baby daddy didn't ever come through and you couldn't get the father, so you've been waiting to get that baby. We have to do better. You can't use that to teach a child anything. And that baby is no longer here. Now, how would you like 1,100 lashes? Can you survive with a extension cord? The extension cord was already One poop poop, and they
Man, that's
they
like a
on
whip.
fire 1,100 times, girl. You lost it like that because he didn't take out the trash. You could have just said, okay, that's it. I'm sending you back to your aunties.
Exactly.
You can't follow
I
the
can't
house
handle
rules.
you. You're right.
Because this was a chore from the day before. So yeah. And he probably got tired of picking up after all them damn kids and washing dishes because he ain't had to do that. So somewhere in your psyche, you have to remember he came from this type of environment where it was just him. He was the only child. He was spoiled. Auntie probably didn't make him do no chores. So if you're going to keep that baby, you got to allow for adjustments. That's time. Okay, Johnny, I know that you're not used to doing ABC, but over here,
This is what's expected.
and she didn't do that.
No, she didn't.
My
No,
final
she
thought is, we out. We out.
We out?
We out.
We out.
Y'all got something else to say?
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Leave us a comment.
This is BGP. We out. Bye.